right.
This call is being recorded.
Well, please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions at all whatsoever.
Mhm. Thank you.
So yeah, we see you got the natal birth chart report, and we know that you were born during during Aries season, 8 degrees, which is awesome. And your moon is in Scorpio. You were born with Capricorn rising, and uh, with great joy. This actually, I'm amazed because you are not only an alien, you have one of the most powerful and strong alien constructs. So when I send you this recording, I'm going to send you uh, the link to this article because it's so awesome. Um, you have Neptune on your rising, which makes you an instrument of the Neptune power. Because you and I, both Pluto Scorpio, we both have Neptune in Cap and we both have Pluto in Scorpio. But with your moon in Scorpio on the MC, you are actually count as a Plutonian vessel alien, which honestly in Scorpio is one of the strongest alien constructs you could have because Pluto in Scorpio in its dignity is honestly like one of the purest, strongest energies. So pure that in Scorpio, you can sense negativity, discover other secrets, reflect power back to others so that they can own it. So as a Scorpio moon, it's actually really impossible to lie to you because you'll feel so deeply the purity of intent and negativity that anyone has. This is a very deep psychological form of empathy that makes it impossible to not discover other secrets. I've actually experienced this with a Gemini woman who has this, who nonchalantly mid conversation, you know, said something. She spoke to feelings I had that I never told anybody. And I was like, wow, like y'all are on another level with this. Does that resonate with you as far as the moon?
Yeah, I think it does. Like, I don't think I really realized it until like this last year, and now it's like you can just feel when someone's lying. I can't be doing with it. It's quite hard because everybody is so fake these days and lying, and I
So
feel like I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really felt like I'm from here because I'm always like, what on earth is wrong with all these people? Kind of like, when someone's saying, I'm angry about this, and I'm like, but you're not angry about that. You're actually angry about this. And then they're like,
yeah,
did you
thank
know?
you.
I didn't even realize that until you said it. And then it's just like, it doesn't make for a very easy life to be,
No.
but
And I'm so grateful for what you said because the fakeness is appalling. Because you have an extremely pure soul, there's a disgust response that's going to be evoked just by sensing how. And you said something so very important. That's my favorite thing you said so far. You said that this started last year. Well, guess what? Last year was the year you awakened and started your 12-year journey. You had one of the most incredible first house cycles of all time. You have Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars all in your first house. And so this evolved the incredible nature of your character because as a Cap rising, you're the director. And as a director, you have the vibration of pure authenticity or pure originality. You're the pure warrior, where you have the soul not only of the pure queen or pure nobility, but with this extreme quality with Pluto, it goes a long way towards forging this representation of wisdom that deep within at your core you hold space for. You and I are similar because we're both transformers. We both have our moon with a vessel contact 8 houses from our sun. So I have moon on Saturn in Cap with the sun in Gemini, and you have moon in Pluto in Scorpio with the sun in Aries. So basically, this is a Scorpio signature sun moon like King Kunks that makes it so that the purity of your own soul will transform the strength of your spirit. But it's very key that last year is where you started this new cycle. Now you're on chapter 2, where you're manifesting the networking ability and value with your second house Aquarius. which is very valuable. You're as a Capricorn rising and director, first of all, Neptune is exactly on your AC, which is just so amazing. You can reflect the inherent god and goddess within each human being. You can lead others in sacred dance. This is the what this is going to do is you're going to effortlessly be able to put people in trance, because there's a way that as an instrument of this astral realm, extra dimensional energy, you're naturally tapped in as a God broadband connector to the other realms, to extra dimensional realms. And this is going to be really subtle, because this is going to guide your body to move on its own, as you'll gain intuitive physiological sensations relative to the nature of someone's character and how much integrity they have or not. Which is why it's very key how last year, when Jupiter evolved this and opened up this new 12-year cycle, you started tapping in as a representative of integrity, how fake other people are, and then feeling it deeply with the Scorpio, because this is going to be a theme that, as maintaining this sense of integrity through your character, have to carry this burden. Saturn going through your first was really maintain that. Congratulations, because you finished that chapter one. Now you're manifesting the value of this extraordinary quality. And we know, being born 86, you had Saturn in your 12th, Uranus in the 12th. Mars is actually in Capricorn near Neptune. So Saturn, Uranus in the 12th is actually pretty difficult. So before I get into that, I just wanted to point out some themes in your chart where you do have your moon in its fall in Scorpio, but that ends up actually being a more advantageous thing, because you have Pluto in its dignity in Scorpio. And you have Venus in its detriment in Aries, but that ends up working out because you have the sun in its exaltation in Aries, which is a very prime power. And then you have Mars in its exaltation in Capricorn, which is super powerful. You're super powerful, which is important because, of course, as a Cap rising, Saturn rules your chart. It's in the 12th in Sag, which the South Node has recently unlocked. Your karma is not only transcendent, which will leave you to be misunderstood, because you're not necessarily here to work the conventional job or 9 to 5. It's not that you can't, but you're actually here to innovate what that means to actually, exercise this level of discipline. But it's attached directly to your healing path with Chiron in your sixth, where you're meant to serve individually as a healer of a communication, where you have healing communication in the ability to, with your frequency and your communication with others and what you say, really point out and any lack of alignment in the nature of people's behavior. You can point out the truth in how someone lives their lives or how they behave, and you actually are able to heal their mind, or people can come into healing by hearing you. And that sounds really awesome, but we're not in a perfect world. So realistically, this will just speak to how you may inadvertently trigger the crap out of people, because the truth will piss people off before it sets them free. So this is really just how you could really speak to certain things, or um, once again, inconsistencies in people's behaviors. Not that you're pointing out their flaws, but you help align people's lifestyle to the truth. And you're able to unlock the karma of maybe unconscious habits and beliefs that people believe, that get them out of the way of truth, so that you can heal this. This also reflexively heals at this time your attitude and behavior with Chiron and Gemini, where maybe you're healing in this lifetime the ability to multitask or to communicate and express elements of your behavior without feeling inhibited, because you may be seen as crazy for certain spiritual beliefs you have, when really you're a genius and advanced. Which brings me to this nature of your 12th house, because once again, this is not only very supernatural, it could be very misunderstood. The karma that you have this lifetime is actually going to put you en route. As a fourth house Aries sun, you're aware of the hidden nature of people's characters, because as earth sign risings, you and I, of course, inherit our fire. So I'm a Taurus rising, and
Mhm.
you're a Capricorn rising. Just to speak on that real quick, Capricorn rising is the ascended form of Taurus rising. So I'm natural royalty. I'm the natural king, Taurus rising. We work individual. And so my second house is Gemini. This is why I'm talking to you one on one, because now the way I manifest my value, you felt that I was worth the money you gave me so that I can talk to you. So you literally have this at the highest level where Capricorn rising is the director, you're collective, whereas Taurus is one on one. You represent the entire collective as an individual Aries spirit. As a director will direct a whole cast of people all at once, but then you manifest Aquarius. So your income potential is a whole nother level of world higher and greater than mine because now you manifest collective knowledge. So this is like because Aquarius is fixed air, it's like words on paper. This is like manifesting the ability to narrate, to write, to communicate at a much larger level to where you're manifesting knowledge. So whereas I'm manifesting truth in Gemini, you're manifesting knowledge. I have my sun in Gemini. You don't have any energy in Aquarius, but that doesn't mean since Saturn and Jupiter are in there right now, you're evolving the capacity of wealth you have. And even though it's empty, it still doesn't mean you don't harness it. It really speaks to the value and quality of your own mind. That as a not only a Capricorn rising, but with this transcendent physiology with Neptune here and the power that links your actions, because Mars in Capricorn gives you this incredible power of being able to harness your intent and control it. I have Mars in Aries, so I actually have Mars in Aries 8 degrees on your sun, which I thought was awesome. But like basically, I get so instinctual once I think of doing something. Before I can think of what I'm doing, I did it. And that's kind of cool until it's not because I'm too reckless. But Capricorn takes that power and it controls it, it organizes it. And so to see that you personify the divine element of this power speaks to the supernaturally disciplined nature of your personality. It squares Aries, so it doesn't mean you still don't get instinctual and reckless when you want to be, but you can control it. Your own personality can be a leash on your spirit. So in the fourth house, you have the superpower to be aware of individuality because the sun in Aries, with its exaltation, all cardinal signs and suns, they see character. So you see the individuality and the authenticity of an individual's character, and you can just tell if it's fake or not. That's something I've always respected with about any Aries. Aries doesn't necessarily, um, you know what I mean? Aries doesn't necessarily put on false pretenses. So like I really respect the energy because it's all about just being real. And you're able to see the character of someone behind closed doors. The fourth house is the hidden house. So this will speak that you're more aware of your reality privately. You might be more of a private person. Doesn't mean that you're introverted. You may be because of the Scorpio energy, but you know, you're gonna be more inclined to bring this more personable individual sense of you, but this enables you to see who someone is, um kind of like when they take off the mask, like you can get that fourth house feel and the hidden nature of their character. So the reason why this is important is this trine Saturn in the 12th, and the fourth and 12th house trine is now gaining a deeper insight into unconscious habits and beliefs that influence who someone is within. And because the 12th house has to do with the less fortunate, mental homes, prisons, mental illnesses, um, you know, the homeless, your karma may be tied to assisting and helping the less fortunate. It's not even necessarily have to be as specific as that because there's an abstract nature of this where um, you're able to tap into this aspect in anybody where people who even feel like they're not as mentally ill, it's like you can see an aspect of them that's misunderstood and you bring healing to that. even if it triggers them, you're able the way you communicate with them, it forces them to change the way they think about their situation, whether through your actions. And this was what brings us to your divine abilities. You have one of the most abundant divine abilities as an instrument of this divine power. As a divine conduit of this power, you have Jupiter and Mercury in Pisces, which speaks of a very fascinating level of how magically you're in a position to change your attitude or to have a golden attitude. You and I both have Jupiter in the third house. And so that means that the way we think, it doesn't mean that we don't ever get, low or depressed. I mean, I wouldn't say we get depressed, but like the Jupiter in the third will give you an ability to look at any situation and see the bright side of it. It's not like a false optimism, but you have this golden quality of attitude where, especially because of the third house's skill sets and abilities, you have supernatural divine abilities in Pisces connected to Mercury. This would suggest lucid dreaming or imagination. So personally, it's hard for me to ever remember my dreams. I think as I kind of detox and take a break from smoking, that means, but like if I were to close my eyes, like it's just a black screen. Visualization does not come easy to me. It's not really the thing. But I would think, and I could be wrong, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I would think that you'll probably see a whole movie scene if you were to visualize, and your ability to imagine or dream is very vivid. It doesn't have to be necessary, but normally people with this have like vivid dreams every day. Would you say that might your experience?
Yeah, I do. Probably not every day that I have vivid dreams, but and it was last year again that there was just one. I swear to God it happened. It was a particular person that I was with. I kept having this dream that they'd betrayed me before and I got hung for being a witch. And I had it every
Wow,
single night when I was with them. And I think it might have actually happened. It was that real. I was like, you've done this before and you're going to do this again. So
that's
um
deep.
it was unpleasant. But yeah, it's not been as bad lately, but it was like last year was pretty rough, really.
Yeah, last year was rough. I'm definitely going to agree with you there.
Mhm.
It was definitely on another level, let's just say. So
Mhm.
I would say it goes a long way towards, being put in a position to, oops. Yeah, I would say it, okay, hold on. It puts you in a crazier position to really just accept a lot of how, coming into where you're at, so much has just kind of set itself up amazingly. Because we have to remember here, you are the pure warrior queen, where you have this very powerful element of how realistically you're in a position to not only open up in this way, but also be in a position to realistically, you know, now that Chiron's on your sun and Pluto's still awakening your first, fully assist in the awakening for other people and their power. Because now anyone who's around you, you're reflecting this element within and towards them in ways that's going to go a long way towards reflecting back, a lot of what this new chapter is for you. Because now that you're finishing chapter 2 and you're manifesting this worth through your network, this is going to put you in such a much more profound position to realistically, step into a lot of your power like never before. And thankfully, moving forward, this will prepare at least a unique sense of, if we go back to the eclipse that we had in Gemini, the North Node, was realistically actually to prepare you to change your entire lifestyle. And the significance of this with Gemini in your sixth house is opening up this very, supernatural element of your 12th. If we go back to the Sag 12th house, where you're transcending the nature of belief. So as a Capricorn rising, you know, Saturn and Uranus is a authority of a transcendent nature of meaning and the experience of vision. The reason why this is hard for me to, and so I'm going to need it, I'm going to ask you some questions to understand this more. This is ninth house to your Aries sun, so it gives you a divine insight into how to see the higher nature of people's characters in a hidden private way. But Saturn is going to represent authority and career, and in the 12th it may sometimes feel like that's hidden, or like you're not in a position to work it conventionally. Or I don't know, with Uranus this will also bring in like experiences that will never or may not make sense to other people, but just you, because of how paranormal or just weird it is. We know that your MC is in Scorpio. Uranus is in Taurus, retrograde 14 degrees on your IC, opposite your MC. And so, what it means to have Pluto and the moon on your MC is that your pure soul, which I want to hold up to high esteem once again, that you're one of the strongest souls. Like, you're one of the purest souls, because being a vessel of Pluto is one thing, but being a vessel of your own legacy connects the pure nature of your soul to what you're meant to do. And the MC in Scorpio in the 11th is a Cap rising. My friend has this. He just has a Cap moon. But, you know, Pluto MC in the 11th in Scorpio, because Scorpio is the secret and MC is a society. MC Scorpio 11th is going to be a secret society. And my friend who has this is a Freemason. So, you know, this would speak to, it doesn't mean that you have to be a Freemason or in a society or a fraternal order, but it's going to speak to you connecting to groups and organizations that are much deeper, hold occult wisdom, really are very extreme, especially in the way you may develop a cult like following. Now that Uranus is opposite this in your fifth, manifesting the unconventional, extraordinary nature of your natural talent. And so your moon being here has always made you very deeply receptive to where you feel you truly belong, because in your moon in Scorpio needs that acknowledgement from other people who deeply understand you, so that it can match the natural values of your inner child. It's not that you need other people as much as you just need that purity of space. You need to be surrounded by people who aren't fake and people who are pure. And this is going to be what you attract, because now the Scorpio moon is an invisible current that magnetically attracts this purity or impurity to be purified. But this is going to connect you to your legacy of being a community leader and transforming whatever place of employment or career that you're a part of. And because this is in the 11th, it's going to apply to community. So the IC in the fourth will really denote this creative sense of how you may personally live your life or manifest this sense within. Because Uranus is opposite this may induce over the next 6 months coming into Scorpio unexpected windfalls of income, an extraordinary change with Saturn in the second of how you manifest this pipeline of underground wealth and wisdom in Scorpio to physical wealth in Taurus. And did you have any questions so far?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've found these people yet. I tend to spend a lot of time at home with my dog and my cat because it's easier, but it does make a lot of sense, because there's some people and I'm just like, you literally just want to laugh and be like, but that's not who you are. Like, why don't you just
Right.
be yourself? Like, I've literally found myself just like mind boggled by this like the whole time, and I'm like, I don't get it. And it's just like, there's some people that can't be helped because they're too worried about, it's almost like, I can't explain this. The best way to explain this is like, I'll go, for example, into a pub and I'll see people there that I know that are all pretending to be something that they're not around each other, when really, if it's like I know a different person. And I'm just like, well, if you're actually all honest with it, you get on better, because but it's like everyone's putting on a front, if that makes sense. So sometimes it's just so mind boggling to me, because I'm just like, why are you all being so weird? And if you actually just talked normally how you talk to me. It's
Exactly.
like everyone's just pretending, and so, yeah, it's really confusing most of the time and overwhelming, and there's some people that you just can't really help, I think.
Until they get over themselves. But here's
Mm,
the most important thing, because even though you're cardinal at this quality, we want to really honor and respect how intuitive and sensitive you are to this nature of people's characters and how powerfully you're able to identify who someone really is, which, for other people, it may take them a while. Whereas once you're within talking to someone, you've tapped into it so deeply. And so
mm,
this is what, at a subconscious level, allows you to begin to transform and align those out of integrity with, just not being super fake,
mm.
as because they don't have to be. But I just want to commend you for where you're at right now, because you've gone over the hard part of last year, and coming into next year, you're going to evolve your divine abilities to the next level. And this is going to step you out of chapter 2, where you're defining the value of your knowledge, and you're manifesting a divine experience to express this worth that your Jupiter connects with your moon in Scorpio. So you're taking that purity of where you feel you belong, and you're able to expand how abundantly you can express this divine attitude that helps you perceive not only phenomena that's unseen through a vibe that you can feel, helping you read between the lines and discerning, because this makes you supernaturally emotionally intelligent. This actually gives you some of the highest level of emotional intelligence. It's just because Pisces is more metaphysical, this is going to influence how you evolve, how people come into learning in ways that are more abstract and traditional. But I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'm
Yes,
going to send you this recording right now.
thank you so much. That's been really great. Thank you.
No problem, and you stay blessed as always.
Thank you. And you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Likewise, you have a blessed week.
Thank you. Bye.